Cool. All right, so my name's Kevin. First off, I work with Global Sales Guys. We're a sales group based out of Denver. We've got 9 brands in total that we work with, but kind of our deal is we take brands that are kind of like gaining traction from all over the world and introduce them into the States here. So we've got Picture Organic, they're a French outerwear company. We actually have Holden as well, they're California. For any skiers, we've got Black Crows, which is also France. And then we've got this awesome Aussie company, Lebent. They do bamboo blended with merino, all next to skins like base layers and socks. And the list goes on, so keeps us busy. But for Picture was started back in 2008, so we're just a little bit over 10 years old now. And like when Picture started, our whole deal was kind of like getting back to our roots, getting back to mountains. So Jeremy, Julian, and Vincent, the 3 guys who started it, they were in finance, they were Coca-Cola, and architecture. So kind of not really like skiing so much as they used to. And they sort of came together, wanted to get back in the mountains, get back to what they love to do, and had the idea of doing an outerwear company. And really it's not like ski or snowboard focused, but just kind of like, you know, mountains and lifestyle focus. So we don't really try to niche ourselves. We've got a couple different lines that we do, so really sort of like something for everybody. Since the beginning, our real focus has been to be eco-friendly and to fully get away from fossil fuels. So each season we've gotten better and better at doing that and getting closer. So next year we've actually got our welcome jacket, which is going to be made with castor bean oil instead of like your typical polymers. So you take like a castor bean and you press it to get the oil out like you would with like olive oil or something else. And then through heat and pressure you do a polymerization process, and then you run through this process actually, which is the, there's this company Unify, this is their Repreve fabric. Volcom uses it, Patagonia uses it, Prana, like 100 plus other companies are starting to play with this. So we take, as we all know, there's a bunch of garbage in our oceans now, so we take all of those like old water bottles and whatnot, cut them up, turn them into little scrap pieces there, and then heat and pressure, turn them into pellets, and then extrude the pellets into yarn, and then we're able to make fabrics. So like, you've got Picture hanging up over there, it looks like. So all of the face fabrics on all of our stuff come from that. And then next year with our like castor bean oil jacket, it's all pretty much eco-friendly and chemical free, so it's castor bean oil, and then we're getting away from this. This is awesome, but we figured out a way to actually use recycled like sugarcane, or recycled, but like sugarcane scraps, and kind of doing a similar process to start making fabrics out of that. So our whole goal is to just get entirely away from fossil fuels, and each season we're getting closer to it and doing better. With our welcome jacket, one of the cool things is it actually just beat North Face's Future Light. So we're pretty stoked on it. So I think it was Outside Magazine. So it's eco-friendly, chemical-free, and the performance is there. So like that's our thing, is like we're trying to prove that like we've made eco-friendly membranes that perform just as well as Gore-Tex. So it's not like saying like, hey, we can do it better. It's like, hey, we can do it eco-friendly and just as well as like what you're used to and what you know. So that's kind of our story, is eco-friendly, and like that's been us since day one, each season trying to do it better and grow the line. Currently our catalog's like 400 pages long for next season, so there's quite the array of product. We've got like our organic apparel line, and that's just all lifestyle pieces. On some of that stuff, similar to like what Fjallraven does on some of their gear, is the waterproofing is beeswax. So chemical free, rub it in, apply heat, and then I think you guys have Friends and Adventure over there, and both of those lines are going to be a minimum of 10K for waterproof and breathability, and then most of them are going to be at least slightly insulated, so either like 40 or 60 grams of synthetic insulation, and we use Sorona from 3M, and that's a recycled insulation as well. So just trying to stay true to our brand story. So grab just the closest to make it easy. So for our Friends line, this is the first line that we came out with. So Friends and Adventure are going to be the main 2. Expeditions are high end, where all the minimums for waterproof and breathability are going to be 20K waterproof and breathable. But to just run through the jacket, Most of the hoods are going to be helmet compatible, and then you'll have a little cinch, so like you can see the draw cord there to tighten it down if you want. All of our exposed zippers, for the most part, are going to be waterproof. And then we do a little pass pocket on the sleeve there. We've got good old ventilation, underarm there, and we do it with mesh also, just to kind of keep things nice. Inside of the jacket, cool, there we go. We've got our core loft here, which is something different that we do. So just like you've got your regular fleece and then like your waffle knit fleece, this is something that's going to be nice and smooth on the inside, so it's not going to bunch up on layers. It's got a bunch of surface area to volume, so it's really good with breathability and moisture management and everything. So it's going to do a good job of keeping you comfortable in your jacket. And then we're able to save 50 to 60 pounds of scrap fabric getting thrown out every day. So inside of the jacket, like the colors are kind of mixed and matched here. We basically take all of the scraps and then stitch them into our liners. So we save a bunch of trash from going to landfill, and then also each jacket's kind of unique and different. So just a nice bit. And then we've got our drop pocket, we've got an audio pocket, and then depending on the jacket, they'll all have a snow skirt. It's just a question of whether or not it's able to zip out or if it's stitched in. And then we do a jacket to pant interface with the snaps here. So really,
like that jacket, each one's different inside the colors?
yeah, so because we just take the scraps at the end of the manufacturing process, and so this one's actually got the same ones, but because that kind of but yeah, so like jacket to jacket, this will vary, so we just kind of stitch it together and prevent things from getting thrown
The
out.
other one's like green, isn't
Yeah, so red and green on this one, and then this other one's also red and green. I think stitched in a little
It's
bit
opposite or something.
different, but yeah.
Oh, that's
So we do what we can. And then to run through it, since you guys have a handful of brands and a handful of products and it's impossible to remember everything, our hang tags are really easy. If you have somebody who comes in and kind of knows like what they're looking for, waterproof and breathability hangs out, so it's really easy to see at a quick glance. And then right here, we've got like our mission statement or why we exist. So getting away from fossil fuels, and it's pretty small print. I wish we did it bigger, but it's just kind of like all the steps that we take. Our dry ply membrane. Have you guys had anybody come in and talk to you about Gore-Tex yet?
Yeah,
pretty much.
A little bit? Yeah, so Gore-Tex originally was, it was back in the 50s. Bob Gore came up with it in the time, and it was extruded polytetrafluoroethylene, EPTFE. Or as you're familiar, it's just Teflon or plumber's tape. And so it was microporous, it was breathable, it was waterproof. At first it was awesome, but it wasn't really durable, so they backed it with polyurethane to make it more durable. So that's what Gore-Tex is now. And if you want to use Gore-Tex, you have to go through licensing fees and all of that. And so, I mean, it doesn't really fit our brand, so we went away from it. And so our dry ply is just a polyurethane membrane. So any company in here that you guys have, for the most part, that has their own branded membrane is just going to be polyurethane. When Gore-Tex claims guaranteed waterproof, it's because of that PU backer. So, you know, if you look at our jackets that are 20K, 20K with this dry ply, the performance is going to be right on par with Gore-Tex. And slightly more eco-friendly, chemical-free, all that good stuff. And then, just running through this, so like the Cormax there is the inside pattern that we do. And then you've got the Sirona insulation in here also, which is going to be that recycled insulation that we do with 3M. So the hang tags are super helpful to just be able to run through and see everything. And then we have kind of like the eco-friendly stats depending on the piece. And then price on the back. So most of our stuff's pretty affordable. We come in at like $200 and up, so you can get some really good gear for the right price. And then, let's see. Julian being the guy with the architecture background, you'll like, if you see this year's catalog, it's all kind of like done going through different rooms of a house, and so like there's shots where like the wallpaper is this print, and I don't know, we all kind of like pieced it together and kept like the themes going. So a lot of kind of like this marbled pattern, and then we've got a lot of pinks that run through like the color schemes and such. But we tried to do kind of like these black, white, and like that off pink and some dark green. So it's some pretty good colors that sort of play through the whole line there. But so this guy's going to be 20K for your waterproof, 15K for your breathability. So this is going to be our adventure line. So with this bit of an upgrade, exposed zippers are going to be the YKK waterproof, so you don't have to worry about things getting wet in there. We do our Sirona insulation again, and then top of the pant, you've got the nice marking on the back there, so you can see it's our dry ply membrane. And then we've got snap adjusts. We've got our powder gator at the bottom, and we do the little hook for laces there. And then one of the unique things, there we go. So that's our outer thigh vent, there's our pocket. One of the unique things is, I mean, you've always seen those people, it's spring and you're walking through the parking lot and like your pants are shredded and all of that. So we've done like this little pull cord in the pocket there. I mean, I don't know, most people usually just like pull their gaiter up, but you also have this pull string, so you can kind of pull the pants up with that also. So just a little bit of something that's different, but try to keep your gear good through the season. So, Friends line is going to be something that's good for everybody. Our Adventure line is going to step the quality up a little bit. And then this is our organic apparel line. So our organic apparel line is going to be all recycled polys. It's going to be all organic cotton. It's something that pretty much works like all season, every day. So it's something that you can layer with if you want to. It's something that, you know, you can wear over to Molly's, have a beer afterwards, but something that you can also just wear down in Salt Lake if you want. And then, let's see. Any questions on any of these pieces or any of the details with them? I guess you guys have been having clinics all day, so you've probably heard Sweet. What do you guys have here? Perfect. Alright, and then men's bib here, so 10K waterproof and breathability, so this is going to be our Friends line. Nice thing about this is it's good for all season. We've got the zip out bib there, and then the full zip up front. So 40 grams of synthetic insulation with that Sirona. Zip off bib top if you want. We've got the inner thigh vents. And then one of the other things that we do is we'll articulate all of the knees. Fit's kind of a part of function and performance. If you have something that's too loose, it gets in your way. If you have something that's too tight, it's restricting. So we try to get our fits kind of dialed like right in between, so it's something that's there for you, it's not going to get in your way. And then doing that articulated knee is just something that kind of just like helps fit better to that natural riding position. And then same deal with the lower leg there, we're going to have the gaiter. And then we do this abrasion resistant pattern on the cuff there. And then also with this, let's see how much of a mess I can make up here.
Consider yourself a snowboard, ski, or both?
What's up?
Consider yourself a snowboard, ski, or both?
Really just outdoors, outside. Yeah, so just kind of like year round, because we have our summer line. We actually do a bunch of wetsuits and surf in summer, and then skate in summer also, so it's really just kind of like not ski or snowboard specific.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then this jacket that you guys have here is going to be, we have like this, we have chemical free DWR that we use, so it'll be a coating on that. It's a recycled poly face fabric, and then recycled poly for the rest of it. So really good layering piece, especially since we're in October and it feels like the middle of winter right now, so something to get some extra warmth with. But yeah, great layering piece that you can pretty much wear all season, I'd say, from now until April, if this year does what last year did. Fingers crossed. Yeah, and then one of the other things that we do is like things like this, we'll have like cork tags on some of our stuff, and it's like a recycled cork material also. So really everything we've done, we've tried to do increasingly eco-friendly. So that's kind of the quick rundown. I don't know if I'm missing any picture pieces with you guys, but you know, all of the products or all of the features are going to kind of carry over product to product. Like on the jackets and on the pants, if it's an exposed zipper, it's going to be waterproof. Otherwise, we're going to cover it up. You know, all of the hoods will be helmet compatible and adjustable. Everything's going to usually have an inner or outer thigh vent. All the jackets are going to have a pit zip. We'll have a jacket to pant little snap interface, and then we'll have, you know, our snow gaiters and then reinforced cuff there. Any questions on any of the gear, any of the things that we do, the people?
How much for those?
Yeah, how much are those?
These guys come in at $250. But yeah, so Picture's located in Annecy, France, and it's like an hour and a half south from Chamonix, and it's this awesome little city. Half of it's like modern, and then you kind of get to like the heart of it, and it's these old like cobblestone brick roads. Everything's like closed down at like 8 p.m., which is kind of funny. But you're in an amazing spot there. Like you're 3 hours away from Paris, an hour away from Shams. So you're just kind of like a bit close to everything. You know, you can get to surfing within 4 hours, which is what most of these guys do in summer. And then like the winter skiing selection around there is phenomenal. So yeah, we're not really trying to pigeonhole ourselves as like ski snowboard specific, just kind of like action sports oriented is what they like to say in a funny French accent, you know.
Right. Where's your U.S. offices?
So pretty much everybody's located in Denver actually. I'm just right down the road. I'm right by Lone Star. So I'll be coming up here more often. I don't know if any of you guys were here last season, but Halsey was the guy who would have come through for you guys.
Sounds familiar.
But yeah, so there's
When did
like
you start?
I started just back in fall.
The company.
Picture started back in 2008.
2008.
Yep, so just over 10 years now. Yeah, they're actually just doing a big movie premiere and just kind of traveling all over, getting that going. So I got to meet a couple of the people, and they're just like easy going, just want to get out and ride, and yeah.
You from Salt Lake?
I grew up Colorado. I've been out here for going on 4 years now. Yeah. Go back and forth between a Brighton Pass or an Alta Pass. Just depends.
Ski.
Just depends which friends I'm trying to hang out with for the season. Yep.
You skied in, right?
I snowboarded for a bit and ended up back on 2 planks instead of 1.
Nice.
Yeah, but I've got some Karakoram bindings. Want to build up a split board for this season to kind of get back to it. And yeah.
Plenty of splitting around here.
What's up?
Plenty of backcountry.
Oh, right. That's what I spend most of the season doing. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's good stuff.
And then, yeah, if you guys want to get into any picture this season, we'll have a deal set up for you guys so you can get into it also. I think we're going to be doing about half off retail. So, cost, so pretty good. And then for swag, I'm sure you guys have all sorts of stuff, so this could actually work perfect. Sticking with the recycled scraps, we just made tote bags this year. So again, all of the recycled scraps at the end of the process that are left over and extra, we just stitched these guys up.
Very nice.
So
They're made in France.